Maine Attorney General Aaron Frey has announced he has filed a lawsuit in state court against a handful of major oil companies, claiming they have been deceiving Maine residents for decades about their role in fossil fuel products played in causing climate change. The defendants listed in the lawsuit include BP, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Shell, and Sunoco, as well as the American Petroleum Institute. Frey said the state is seeking to hold the companies accountable for failing to warn Mainers and concealing their knowledge about the devastating consequences of the increasing use of fossil fuels on the state's people, economy, and environment. Maine is asking the court to require the oil companies pay for both past and future climate harms and cease their, quote, ongoing deception in the state.